Creatures of the night, it's your girl Tati. Let's talk about pro wrestling. We had Dynamite on, and before I talk about what happened, I do want to put out there that as much as I do enjoy talking about pro wrestling, I don't always like what I am watching, and I try not to let that show when I do the live streams or when I do reviews, but sometimes it can be a little frustrating. Like, I realize that over time with me doing reviews that I think less of a fan and I think more of a promoter and what I would do if I were running things. And sometimes I'm looking at things with another lens on, and for me it could be different from how other people who are just fans are viewing the show. With that being said, I did not care too much for this episode, and sometimes I wish I could just pull Tony Khan aside and just be like, your show could be so much better if you did XYZ. We started off with Hangman coming to the stage, to the ring. He is going to go for the Owen. He's looking to win the whole damn thing. Okay, and honestly, he's my pick. However, we do have Will Ospreay, who has seemed to be the chosen one since before he even signed papers to be in this company. Hangman is talking about how this is a huge opportunity for him, and that with everything that happened between him and Swerve, that he's looking to put all that behind him, even though he's not gonna forgive or forget, but he's putting it behind him and going for the win for the Owen. And I thought that would be interesting, because I was like, oh, so now you saying that because you're just hoping that Swerve would not think about screwing you in terms of you possibly not winning the Owen. I get it. Now, while he's talking about him winning the Owen, he's like, well, he's going to do whatever it takes to beat Will Ospreay for the win. Will Ospreay comes out there. It's actually his birthday. And the UK fashions, I'm not feeling it. I don't think anybody is, with the long socks with his pants tucked in. Is kind of strange, but whatever. And he had his new hairdo, and I was just like, oh my God. Whoever's doing your hair, just fire them. Like, I personally didn't like it. Now, that's neither here or there. He goes out there to talk about how he's going to win the Owen. When he's talking about this, though, you have to pay attention to how he's raising his tone of voice and how he's looking at Hangman with this look like of I'm not sure how to explain it, but I wouldn't call it a heel turn or anything, but you definitely felt Hangman being the babyface before William came out, and then William comes out there and he's being a little bit more on the aggressive side because he really wants this win to go on to face whoever's champion at All In. So I get it. Now, while they're going back and forth on the mic, Uncle Don come out there and he's like, William, you don't know who you're dealing with. This is Hangman. Hangman is a sociopath. This guy is crazy. And if I were you, I would be, playing the game right. Now, William doesn't care for Don Callis' family, but I care for Don Callis' family. To be honest, I'm looking at that whole group. It wasn't even the whole group, I don't think. And I'm just like, holy shit, like, when did they assemble this whole team of good-looking men? Well, that's neither here or there either, but I'm just looking at this group and I'm just like, oh, this looks promising, what they're doing with the Don Callis family. Now, when the Don Callis family come out, William is like, oh, well, me and Hangman, if y'all gonna come out here, we'll take care of y'all. And I was like, oh, so after you done rose your voice and yelling at this man, now you over here grabbing him, talking about, oh, we can take them on. Who's we? Who the hell is we, William? Look, I thought the exchange between Will Ospreay and Hangman, I thought that was great. Sometimes I do prefer to just start the show with a fucking match. However, Don Callis' family, they are threatening to get their two best guys to go against them two. And they'll choose whoever they're going to choose, and they'll end up having a match next week on Dynamite. And I'm cool with that. This is one of the situations where it's like, hey, we're going to go against each other for the Owen Hart Cup. One of us is going to win the whole damn thing and go and face the champion at All In. But before we do that, can we coexist? Probably not. Now after this, they waste our time with Stokely and FTR They are doing a promo on the mic in front of Tony Schiavone. They snatching him up. They're ready to beat him up. And I'll be the first person to buy tickets to watch Schiavone get his ass whooped. But at that point, I just felt like something about this feels so weird. Like, yeah, it seems a little weird that the three of y'all, Stokely and FTR, are picking on Schiavone, and it's just like Schiavone, it's like this one-sided beef or something. It's so weird. I don't know. The vibe of it, I wasn't feeling. All that just to go on to say, well, one of us here in FTR is going to be going against you, Daniel Garcia, on Collision. What? I thought it was stupid. Now, Anna Jay and Harley Cameron, they got a little group called Tits and Ass. I'm guessing that's probably the name of their group. And it seems like they formed a little tag team together. We have Anna Jay going against Penelope Port, against Thunder Rosa, against Timeless Toni Storm. When Timeless Toni Storm came out, that pop was loud as hell. And I'm just like, I have not heard the crowd going hard like this for anybody in quite some time, specifically speaking with AEW. And I'm like, she is over as hell. Like, everything that Toni Storm is doing, whether you like it or not, is over, absolutely over with the fans. And that reaction, I don't want to say it surprised me, because I feel like she's great enough to have that reaction. But I just thought, wow, like this could be something a lot more wrestlers could be, having that same type of reaction towards them. The match I thought was great. It's an eliminator match. If any of the girls other than Toni wins, they get to have a championship match against Toni Storm. While I thought this was great, Megan Bayne comes out, interferes, damn near have a whole fucking match with Anna Jay in the middle of the match. And it took Harley Cameron to come out there with a pipe and beat her up with it. And they end up going to the back. I thought that this was out of place. Like, something should have happened where maybe something backstage before the match or after the match. Something. Whatever's going on with Anna Jay and Megan is fine. But for you to pretty much just take away the whole match to pretty much have just something in Anna Jay and Megan in the middle of the ring just felt very strange to me. Thunder Rosa was like gone for like half the match. Like, I don't know what's going on. Thunder Rosa, I think she deserved better than this. I'm not gonna lie to y'all. Anyway, Toni Storm ends up taking the win via chicken wing, cross-face chicken wing, which is something we don't see the ladies do often. Now, I'm cool with her winning, but I felt like, did it even really matter if anyone else was going to win? The Owen is coming up, and winner of that will go on to face her at All In, so none of that truly mattered. Now, before the Hurt Syndicate came out, this is where things start getting weird with the show. Crew came out, there was in the crowd, and then Hurt Syndicate come out. Everybody's looking good. Everybody got their suits. None of them were invited to the Met Gala, but they all look good and dapper. We appreciate that. Now, they're in the ring, and here comes Top Flight. Top Flight come out, and they're challenging them. And I was gonna be like, I'm literally watching this. I'm like, have I ever heard Top Flight's voice before? Like, I can't actually tell you that I have. They're actually on the mic and they're pleading their case in terms of how they've been around forever, and no matter what they go through, they still get back up. Is that good enough? No. Why? Because here comes MJF that attacks both members of Top Flight. Dante was bleeding. Darius, I don't even remember what happened to him. And then he gets into the ring. Like, is that enough? Like, what I just did, is that enough for me to be in the Hurt Syndicate? And Bobby's response was, let me see if I can pencil you in next week for a response. Maybe I might be busy. Maybe I can make a couple of minutes for you next Wednesday to let you know if maybe I can see you being part of the Hurt Syndicate. I'm just like, oh, I didn't like this. I didn't like this because Top Flight, like they said, they've been there forever. And as a young team that I've seen put in so much work, they have nothing to show for being in this fucking company, like for real, for real. And no matter what happens, I feel when the company should have an opportunity to bring up young stars, they don't. And this was a situation where they could have just gotten some other team to make an example out of. Fucking local talent. I don't know what the hell they could have done. But I'm just like, Top Flight will never get an opportunity to even sniff those tag titles. You know what I mean? And I just felt like maybe they used the wrong team. I would have not gone this route when it came to Top Flight. And I thought this was very unfortunate. After that, the Elite are cutting some promo back there. They're going to have a match. Okada has his match with Kevin Knight. And the only thing he can say is bitch as usual. But then when the Elite goes into the dressing room, the Death Riders are already in there. And Marina shuts the door because she don't want us to hear what they have to say. I'm a little nervous about that. Now, this is what really kind of got me to disconnect with the show. I don't remember them saying that Nick Wayne was going to be on the show and having the Ring of Honor television title on the line. Nick Wayne comes out, his music plays, it cuts to a stepdaddy music, and then the whole patriarchy comes out. Nick Wayne is not happy about it, but he gets in there. He has a mystery opponent. We're waiting, and then it's Rhino. Yes, Rhino comes out. And I'm not gonna lie. Rhino came out there and he looked meaty as hell. And I was excited. Now look, did I think that Rhino was gonna come out there and beat Nick Wayne? I didn't think that. I did not think that. I thought, all right, Rhino and Christian has had run-ins with each other. Obviously, maybe our stepdaddy gets involved and costs him the match, some shit like that. And that doesn't even happen. Nick Wayne beats Rhino with the greatest of ease, like it was nothing. And I was very. Nick Wayne is talented, and I'll be the first one to tell y'all. But to beat Rhino and like that, and they were in Detroit. Rhino is from Detroit. They got booed damn near out the building after that match. Rhino, he got the check, the check cleared. I understand, but like, who believed that? And in his hometown too, they booed. Okay, they were really upset. Now, you can tell the crowd was booing out of anger and not because, like, Nick Wayne is just some heel or some shit. And they're booing and booing. And it's apparent how angry they are. Christian comes into the ring and takes the title. And then he puts the title on to Nick Wayne. Then he takes it off and then he drops it on the floor and walks away. And I'm just like, all right, now this shit's getting weird again. This story's getting weird again. We could be doing so much better with our stepdaddy right now. And the whole thing with Rhino, I did not like it at all. Not believable at all. Like, y'all want to call wrestling fake? Whatever. But do something to make people believe what the fuck is happening in the ring. And honestly, I didn't buy it for 1 second. Now, just to let y'all know, Nick Wayne will be in Japan for a tournament, Super Juniors tournament. It's like 3 weeks. He's leaving with the title, so we won't even be seeing his ass. That's another title off of the Ring of Honor show. And where things go with the whole patriarchy thing, honestly, I don't know, and I don't care. We get a quick promo from Roosh, who is standing in the stairwell. He's upset at Kevin Knight, who cost him $100,000 from the match from last week that he could have won. And he said, if you mess with the Bulls, you get the horns. Y'all know the drill. Now, we had a really fun matchup where we had the Young Bucks teaming up with Ricochet. And they're going against Speedball Mike Bailey, Pastor Briscoe, and Swerve Strickland. Really fun matchup. I was upset about everything that was happening before then. This kind of cheered me up a little bit. There was a comment on the chat about why Mike Bailey is just doing tag matches and just being thrown into trios and everything else but doing singles action. Baby, I honestly cannot tell you. He's talented enough to pretty much do anything in the ring, but I do enjoy him being in this type of situation. He's a baby face. He can get with pretty much any team and just fit in. And I really do enjoy him. However, as great as this went, I didn't like the ending. Nick Jackson with a roll-up, small package on Swerve. It's like, I don't think I even have to explain how much we don't like that. We don't like that at all. Now, but do I recommend this match? Absolutely. You just probably will hate the ending. Now, we do have Renee Paquette, who is backstage with William, and MJF. He comes out there with his shirt all bloodied up from when he beat up Top Flight, and he's promoting the new Dynamite ring that you can buy on AEW Shop for $150. It may or may not make your finger turn green. I don't know. It looks like they have some unfinished business as well. You guys know that whole thing with the international title that had happened, American title, whatever they want to call it. So they have some unfinished business with each other as well. MJF, I'm not gonna lie, it just seemed like they don't know where to put him exactly. So he got something going on with the Hurt Syndicate, he got something going on with Hangman, he got something going on with William. Honestly, I don't know where things are going for MJF at this point, but I do enjoy him getting some TV time. So now we have a sit-down interview with Renee Paquette and Jamie Hayter that ends up turning into a brawl between her and Mercedes. Mercedes started beating her up in that interview room. They took it out to the crowd, onto the stage, and all that where it seems like, okay, Mercedes is beating her ass, and then she ends up running off, and I was like, what the hell? That seemed weird. And then she comes back and beats up Jamie Hayter, and she's standing tall, and I have to say, Mercedes looked real scrumptious tonight. She looked really, really good, as usual. I am really feeling like Mercedes is going to take the win over Jamie Hayter. The match that they're going to have is going to be at Double or Nothing, so that's still 3 weeks away. I hope they can continue some type of feud with these girls. We also have Willow Nightingale, who is doing an interview backstage, and here comes Chris Statlander while she's talking about the whole Death Rider situation, and Statlander's trying to talk to her. Then Statlander walks away, and Willow's just like, no, I don't want to talk, but if you want to get into the ring and fight me, we can do that. This is why Willow and Statlander never get anywhere in this company, because they keep feuding with each other or partnering with each other to do something other than winning motherfucking titles. And honestly, it's a little frustrating. So they're going to end up having their match, I believe, on Collision. I can't say I'm excited about it. Now after this, Kevin Knight is coming out to go against Okada for an eliminator match for the Continental title. So we get an Okada sighting this month. Lovely. Now, when he comes on out, Roosh attacks him. Jalisco came out there too and just watching just to make sure, everything's alright, nobody jumps in or whatever. And he beats the shit out of Kevin Knight while he still had a damn jacket on. Okada is watching from the ring with the funniest faces that I've ever seen anyone make. Like, he looked so unbothered, but kind of like, oh, you're getting your ass whooped. I loved it. Sweetball Mike Bailey comes out there to help his friend, and the beatdown stops. Aubrey Edwards is like, Kevin, can you continue or nah? Kevin says, yes, I can continue. I can get myself together for a second and get in that ring to face Okada. And he does put on a pretty good match, but Okada ends up taking the win, like I thought. Kevin Knight also will be going to Japan for the Best of the Super Juniors tournament as well. That starts on May 10th. And even after that match, Okada still puts a beat down onto Kevin Knight. So I guess we're just kind of writing off Kevin Knight and Nick Wayne since they got other things to do in Japan. So now the Hurt Syndicate, they're leaving the venue, and one of the interview girls is asking them, like, what's your response for MJF? And I was like, but then he said he was going to give his answer next week, so why are you asking him about it again? And then all of a sudden, some guy come out from behind them, and they said that's the whole group lawyer, and they don't make decisions without counsel from their lawyer. So we're going to have to wait until next week to find out about MJF being in the Hurt Syndicate. We have our main event, Claudio Castagnoli versus Samoa Joe. Samoa Joe beating Claudio, it is believable. It is, but at times I felt like, why is he beating up on Claudio? Like, Claudio should be able to, this should be a 50-50 type of situation. I thought it was great, and honestly, the whole entire time I just kept looking out to see when the Death Riders are going to come out. They did spend the overtime money, so we did get a few minutes into overtime, and Samoa Joe ends up winning with a coquina clutch. However, Samoa Joe is ready, knowing that Death Riders are going to come out, which they do. But they don't get a chance to lay a finger on them because Powerhouse Hobbs comes out with a chair to make sure that they don't get attacked. Great. Then, they end up attacking Claudio Castagnoli. To be fair, Claudio did attack Shibata the other day, and they said that Shibata's at the hospital or whatever. We know that's not true, but that's where the story's going. The Death Riders thing, I love everybody in the group, but once again, it feels like the show just fucking ends the same every motherfucking week. When is something going to be interesting with the whole Death Rider situation? I don't know. Next week, we have Steel Cage match with Samoa Joe and Moxley. This makes things a little interesting, and hopefully, maybe, but probably won't keep the Death Riders away from that steel cage. And honestly, I'm dreading it, but I'm happy to actually see there being something different on a Wednesday night. So hopefully, next week Dynamite will be much better than what I felt like it was tonight. You guys, thank you for watching my review. I will be back tomorrow. You heard that right. Tomorrow, not for Ring of Honor, but for Collision. I'll see you guys then. Bye.